Hey there folks, in this video we're going to be discussing how to solve quadratics with the quadratic formula. So if you have something that is not factorable, you can always use completing the square, or if you want, you can use what we're going to talk about today, and that is the quadratic formula. Now I will say a lot of people tend to gravitate towards quadratic formula because it's an easily memorized algorithm and it always works. Quadratic formula will work if you have nice clean answers. It will work if you have gross answers as well. So the quadratic formula is as follows. Assuming you have a quadratic written as ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, you can solve for x by taking the following. The opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So again, this will always work. Now the stuff that is highlighted right here inside the radical, that's what's called your discriminant. And that's going to tell you whether or not there's any solutions whatsoever, because it's possible that we might have something that has no solution. And that will manifest in our original equation. If we get a negative result right here underneath the radical, we can't take the square root of negative values while maintaining real numbers, so that would be no solution. All right, so let's see some examples here. First one, x squared equals 3 plus x. Well, first and foremost, this needs to be set equal to 0, so I'll subtract the x to the other side over to the left. I'll do the same thing with the 3. So that way I have nothing on the right-hand side. Now I'll go through and get my a, b, and c values. Things that don't have coefficients are technically 1s. So a is 1, b is negative 1, and c is negative 3. So let's go through and solve. So to solve for x, it's going to be x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root, that's supposed to be a radical, not an arrow, of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So you'll notice I'm just kind of leaving empty parentheses here because this will be the exact same setup for all of the problems that we do. Cool. And I just realized I can probably copy paste that to other problems. Sweet. All right. So if we were to throw some things in there, actually before we do that, let me grab this over to the side so I can use it on a future problem. All right. When we throw things in, our b value is negative 1. So that will go in those parentheses there. Our a value is 1, and our c value is negative 3. The part out front here, the opposite of b and down below, the 2a, those are typically going to be pretty easy to just look at and do mentally. So the opposite of negative 1, or negative negative 1, is just 1. Down below, 2 times 1 is just 2. So this becomes 1 plus or minus the square root. Let's see, what is all this mess? Negative 1 squared is 1, minus 4 times 1 times negative 3. Well, that's negative 12. So 1 minus negative 12, 1 plus 12, that's 13. 13 doesn't have a clean square root, so that's our answer. 1 plus or minus the square root of 13 all over 2. If you're doing one of these and it asks for a decimal approximation, you'd have to do 1 plus the square root of 13, figure out what that is, divided by 2. So square root of 13 is going to be 3 point something. So 1 plus 3 point something divided by 2, and then 1 minus 3 point something divided by 2. All right, next one. First things first, let's get that 3 to the other side. We want this equal to 0. So x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. So we have our a value, our b value, and our c value given to us, 1, negative 2, and negative 3. Neat. Let's plug in what we know. So the opposite of b, so that b is negative 2. So negative 2 goes in for the b spot. A was 1, and c was negative 3. So now we can solve this. Negative 2 up top is just a plain old 2. Down below, 2 times 1 is plain old 2. Underneath the radical, 2 squared, or sorry, negative 2 squared is a positive 4 minus a negative 12 right there. So 4 plus 12 is what I'm seeing. 4 plus 12, well, that is 16. 16 does have a clean square root, right? So this is really saying 2 plus or minus 4, because 4 is the square root of 16 all over 2. Well, 2 plus 4 is 6, so 6 over 2, or 2 minus 4 is negative 2 all over the denominator of 2. That's going to be our two separate answers. Well, 6 over 2, that's 3. Negative 2 over 2 is negative 1. So there we have our two answers. And we're done. Excellent. Next one. Actually, before I forget, let me duplicate this guy. All right. It's not set equal to 0. We don't like that, so let's move things around. 3x squared plus x, move the 1 over, plus 1 equals 0. There we go. We've got our a value. Our b value would be a 1, and our c value is also a 1. Let's plug in what we know. The opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared, minus 4ac, all over 2a. Now we solve and simplify. Let's see, negative 1 up top, 6 down below. Those are the two easy ones. Let's see what's underneath that radical. Let's see what that discriminant was. 1 squared is 1 minus 12. Man, 12 is a popular result here, isn't it? 1 minus 12, that's negative 11. Well, if we have a negative underneath the radical, we cannot take the square root of a negative number, so no real solution. No real solution. All right, and final one here. Let's see, we want this 2x to the other side. So we're going to have 2x squared plus 2x minus 3. Again, we're just rearranging things. Now we can get our a value, our b value, and our c value. And all of that goes into our quadratic formula. So the opposite of b, which was 2, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which was 2 squared, minus 4ac. Well, a was 2, and c was negative 3. All over 2a, a was 2. So now let's simplify and solve. Again, the negative 2 up top and the 4 down below, those are going to be the two easiest pieces to this. Underneath the radical, I've got 4 minus, 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. 4 minus negative 24. 4 plus 24, 28. Well, 28 is not a clean square root, so it's not a perfect square. So we're just going to leave it as is. And that's our final answer. All right, folks, you know the drill. If you have any questions, please let me know. Send me an email or something. And as always, good luck, have fun, be safe, roll tide.